Play with loads of intensity, they have good quality, loads of bodies up front. They create many problems, but obviously we did a great game, great sacrifice, great spirit, and a big win for us.
Yeah, obviously the pitch and the weather obviously don't help, but there's no excuses. It's the same for both teams. Sometimes you have to be dogs in games and obviously grind them out like that. The result against Brentford was probably the biggest reality check that we could have had a team at such an early stage of the season, and as so far we're getting that reaction from the boys where everyone's fighting and digging in for each other, and sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to win ugly.
Yeah, it was a game. We started quite well, and I thought when we were a little bit more smart, a little bit more decisions on the ball to make a switch, we could have created more in the first 10-15 minutes, and I think then was a period that was quite heavy in the game. We became not really under pressure, but you let an opponent through. They came in again, and so we allowed some opportunities for them. In halftime, we make some changes. We gave some instructions, and especially for one of the instructions was that Marcus be available as a target, and a little bit more switch of play, and I think a little bit more movement and opposite movement over the sides, and I think that was the best period from our game. The first 10-15 minutes after halftime, I think Marcus really bounced twice well, and that creates chances with movement in the back of the defending line. I saw Scott came up there, almost Anthony Elanga, and then it was a great attack, but the finish also magnificent from Bruno.
I think in the first half we had some control. We create more chances than them. They have their chances. In the second half we did well in the first 15 minutes. Obviously after we scored the goal we drop a little bit. We give much space to them to build from the back. But obviously, as I said, the first 15 minutes from us was really intense, really good, and that's why we get the goal. But I think even when we score, we should be a little bit more proactive and try to play a little bit more, because as I said before, they put loads of balls up front, so they give space to us. Obviously, it's difficult when you recover the ball lower on the pitch because they have many players there. They react good. They are strong on when they lose the ball. But if we can find that pass, we can go through again 3 against 2, 4 against 2 sometimes, because they leave the centre backs on their own.
We had to be dogged against Liverpool as well in the second half. We didn't have really much of the ball in both games, and obviously for us that's something that we need to work on in terms of dictating the game in the opposition's half and keeping the ball off of them when we've got a lead and scoring again and etc. So no, as I say, it's pleasing. We're not going to get carried away. We need to make sure that fire that we had for Liverpool, and obviously this game is still there. It can't go out against Leicester or Arsenal. We've got to make sure that keeps getting bigger and bigger, and that team spirit keeps lifting. And the guys that we brought in, Casemiro, Lisandro, they're doing an amazing job in training, and obviously we just want them to settle in as quick as possible.
It's interesting to hear the changes that you made at half-time, because in the first half it seemed like it was quite difficult for either side to take control of the game. Did you feel like that as well?
Yeah, I agree. I say it would have gone a little bit easier when you keep the ball, make the right decisions, and make the switch of play, bring the extra pass. But you know, when an opponent play a lot of long balls, there's always a situation from coincidence, and you have to control the second balls, or when you don't have the second ball, you have to for the third ball, third phase. And I think we are much better in that fact as in the last game against Brentford.
You said you wanted your side to learn lessons from Brentford and from Brighton. Do you think they did that today?
I just talk about that, and I think so. That they now understand that they have to act as a team, unified. That they have to give 100%. 99% is not enough. They have to fight for every ball, and if you do that, then you have a good base to win games. Then you are hard to beat, and that is, I think, what we saw today.
Let's talk about the goal. You scored a lot of great goals in your time at Manchester United, but that was a really good finish. Talk us through it.
No, it's, as I said before in another interview, it was great from everyone. Good play, amazing cross from Diogo, but obviously the run, I think, from Jadon inside to the goal make me have that space to the cutback. So well done from everyone. But obviously, as I said, if we do our jobs, the runs when we have to do in the right timings, doesn't matter who, we create space for each other, and at the end we get the goals.
First one of the season for you. I guess you're hoping for a fair few more between now and the end of the campaign.
No, we'll be for sure. I said to Licha many times. He was saying to me, "Come on, I'm waiting for your goal." I said, "Don't worry. When the first one will come, I will come with much more, and hopefully I can do it and help the team. That is the most important for us."
Definitely. And already I think he was searching for this moment. I remember his first chance against Brighton, and I'm sure Bruno, he's going really ahead of the team in this moment. We saw that on Monday with his unbelievable running capacity, with his pressing, with his creating chances. And I think today it was the same. And if he then gets the reward by a goal, I'm really happy for him and of course for the team.
Yeah, there was, well, obviously we could have scored maybe 2 or 3 in terms of the ones in the first half that could have been in the back of net. But yeah, as I say, it's slow steps building. The game against Brentford was a big reality check, and it takes a lot of balls to come back from that as a team. And obviously fighting, obviously with all the criticism that every single player gets, it takes a lot for all the boys to come back, and we just can't let that dip now. As soon as we let that dip, something can happen again. We need to make sure that we're so alive to everything that happens in the next games, and we hope we can do that for all the fans because we love them.
As we expected, we saw some minutes for Casemiro, only a few from the bench, but he'll be more involved as the season goes on, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. But we need the squad, it's also clear, and I'm happy with the performance from this team. And when I talk about this team, I talk about the squad, also the subs. We did it together, and also together I think with our fans. And it was really good to give the fans this win. They needed as well, and a win in an away game. It was too long ago, but we have to do it much more often.
Yeah, of course, to learn off somebody like him who's done pretty much everything in the game is amazing. His mentality, the way that he's so firm with everything that he does. He's obviously an amazing footballer who can help us so much, and obviously be one of our main players. So as I say, it's great to have him. We love him and Lisandro as well. Terrell was amazing today as well. So the guys that we brought in are doing a great job, and we just hope that long may continue.
Yeah, as you say, just finally, it's a platform now, isn't it? 2 wins in a row, but the work doesn't stop here. It's only the start of the journey, really.
We have to be aware. Only when you put this energy in, this focus in, this work ethic, then you can achieve results. And so we have to. There's a lot of room for improvement, and we have to keep going. And to also from this game, there are lessons. We have to take them and then focus on the next game and bring it in the next game, so that next game be more controlled and more dominant from us. But I be aware, in the start of the season, you will not easily dominate opponent.